how's everybody doing today? So in today's video, I'm going to go over the 7 steps, different steps for being able to help improve your handwriting skills. Although the vast majority of people don't really like handwriting or physically writing with a pen or paper now, because mostly everything now is done by computer. As a matter of fact, kids in as early as their kindergarten years and elementary school years now are, instead of using pencils the right way like back in the days when I was a small kid, they're more so using tablets to get both schoolwork and homework assignments done with. So let me go over some of the steps once again in being able to improve in your handwriting skills. Number 1, finding samples, which is, I think, an excellent idea. And it starts out in saying the best way to improve your handwriting is to find samples of handwriting that you love and break them down. What do the letters look like? How are they joined? What attracts you to that style? And speaking of which, when I was a kid, there used to be in the classrooms, I used to see what there used to be letters, alphabets that used to be on to the very top of the wall in the classroom. They used to be stapled onto the top of the wall, and I used to always like to analyze them so that I could be able to improve in my handwriting skills. As a prime example, from letters A all the way to Z, and most of the time they used to be in printing format instead of cursive format. And the more higher of a grade I advanced, the more I started seeing how to write in cursive pictures of all the different 26 letters of the alphabet written in cursive. So I used to also like to take out time to analyze those as well, because I was a very quiet kid all the way through school, and for the most part, that allowed me to be more observant of things and being able, for the most part, to be able to improve my handwriting skills. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many people in the past, mostly women, have complimented me on my handwriting skills, whether they may have seen me print or write in cursive. By the way, the average person nowadays doesn't even know how to write in cursive. Even some college graduates, as a matter of fact. But I digress. Okay, the number 2 skill is, if you haven't written by hand, do more than jot a quick grocery list in years. You may be teasing up at the mere thought of picking up a pen to write. Chill out. Writing by hand doesn't mean doing wedding invitation flourishes. You're just trying to make quick, clear, legible strokes that help you convert the thoughts in your head to words on a page. By the way, I have a video that kind of goes into detail about the correct posture. Speaking of the number 2 rule, by relaxing on being able to improve your handwriting skills. So feel free to watch that video, because I go into detail about the best posture to sit at in order to improve that much more in your handwriting skills. So the number 3 rule will be use the right equipment. And it goes by saying specifically 20 packs of ballpoint pens might be cheap, but they're also not doing your writing any favors. Cheap, skinny stick pens often have very dry ink and firm rollers. They take a lot of pressure to make marks on the page, and you have to clench your fingers down tight on a small barrel, so your hands and arms get tired faster. Instead, try using a gel pen or roller ball instead. Personally, I prefer using a gel pen want the comfort grip. That's just my preference. You may prefer using a rollerball pen, to each their own. But I specifically feel like they're more comfortable to write with a gel pen. Not only that, but they also get the job done more so when writing. So, excuse me, because I'm sure some of you may have heard me sniffle. I'm trying to recover from a slight cold. The number 4 rule will be hold it. Once you've got the right pen, you need to hold it right. Even try, writing an essay for class or a long note to someone. Let me repeat that. Ever try writing an essay for class or a long note to someone and have your hand cramp up? That's because you're clenching the pen. Once again, excuse me, because I'm trying to get over a slight cold that I have right now. So, anyway, that's one of the main reasons why the average person has, as some would say, terrible or horrible handwriting because of how they grip their pens, usually. Because it's also saying squeezing a pen too tightly can cause your hand muscles and even your whole arm to cramp up. Might I add, and I'm putting emphasis on this, it could also cause you to suffer carpal tunnel syndrome, if I'm saying it right, which is what people could also start suffering. The more they start sitting at a computer desk, the more longer they start to continue to sit at a computer desk while typing on a computer as well. Carpal tunnel syndrome, if I'm saying it right. Anyway, squeezing a pen too tightly can cause your hand muscles and even your whole arm to cramp up, making it hard to write for more than a few minutes. By the way, you could also look at more tutorials, because, of course, I have tutorials on how to be able, although I'm new to my channel is around 2 weeks new, or has been around for only 2 weeks, is what I'm trying to say. You could also look at other tutorials or videos on YouTube on how to be able to improve in that aspect as well. So these are the 4 different types of handwriting modes, as I like to call them, in order to be able to hold a pen more better, so you could be that much more better in your handwriting. Also, I have overlays that you see across the screen as well on me holding my pencil the exact way, and these type of formats from dynamic tripod to quadrupod. Number 5, rule number 5, turn the page. Don't be afraid to move your paper around. If you're having trouble getting your writing to slant the way you want it to, move the paper you're writing on. Some people actually write at a major angle. The paper is practically 45 degrees from the straight line of their writing. This helps them get their writing to line up on the page the way they want without having to hold their arm at an awkward angle. With that said, I love to hold my paper at a straight vertical pace, because I personally think that I could be able to write a whole lot more better having my paper at a straight vertical pace. Also, and by me being right-handed, not only that, but there are a few left-handed people. Personally, I think it's more right-handed people that exist than left-handed. But, I mean, who am I to judge? There may be an equal amount of people that are just as left-handed as right-handed, but it's also saying many right-handed people like to slack their paper slightly to the left. Lefties tend to like to tip the paper a little to the right. Number 6 rule, move it. Writing is actually a full body exercise. If you move only your fingers or your hand, you're going to get tired quickly. Instead, practice moving from the shoulder using your whole arm to form the shapes. Keeping your shoulders and arms loose and your wrists and hand relaxed. Then let the letters flow from your shoulder on down your arm and out through your pen, which is the method that I like to practice while writing. Number 7 and last rule would be the biggest difference between awesome handwriting and sloppy handwriting is consistency. Speaking of which, one of the main things that people lacking, one of the key components, is they don't like to practice handwriting because so many people have become so entitled to the point where typing things is just more so of a commonality now and just a way of life now, so to speak. What it may be, using your phone, because people text more so than anything now. Using a tablet, because people like typing on tablets, computer tablets, desktops. Although desktops are less popular now, more so than they were, I would say, around 22, 23 years ago. Speaking of which, laptops, though, are more popular, I would say, as in forms of computers. Between choosing a desktop and a laptop, more people prefer using laptops. Anyway, I'm going to conclude this video. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below in the comment section. Like the channel, share the channel, both the channel and the video. Last but not least, subscribe.